Hey y'all, today we're going to be diving into apartment homesteading or rental homesteading, where you have an apartment or you have a rental house that doesn't have a lot of land, you don't have room to do a garden or whatever, and all of a sudden our worst nightmares come true and boom, crap hits the fan. Now, I know not everybody is able to have a large homestead with multiple acres to clear and to farm, garden and stuff like that. And this is for you guys, whether you own your own house that doesn't have much land. Uh, Hopefully you're saving up for that. I've got a video about how to budget for your homestead dreams. Check that out. Um, but you're in a town, or I cringe at the thought, city. It's necessary for some people to be in populated areas with not much room, living on top of one another. So often things can just go wrong. I mean, look at the weather when hurricanes come, or tornadoes if you're in Tornado Alley, or even not Tornado Alley. We had a tornado that tore up the town of Western, which is right down the hill from us. It tore that up big time, and that was a tornado. We don't get tornadoes often, but weather can cause a crap hit the fan situation. The riots in Portland, there were people that had to shelter in their house. They couldn't come outside because they would be involved in the riots. Guys, this is just a reality of the times. Matthew 24, if you follow the Bible at all, I really believe that we are living in Matthew 24, which is the beginning of sorrows, or the beginning of birth pains. But the birth pains are getting closer together and harder. This will leave you not trapped inside, but it's a risk to go outside. Within 24 hours, any given store, when the trucks stop running, will be empty of necessities in 24 hours. They don't have supplies stored up for very long at all. They could be not safe to go to. Quite frankly, if the government, even just a local government or state government, breaks down, where the police are overwhelmed, you could come into the situation very easily where going outside is a risky proposition. I hate to say this. I always said this will never happen in America, but our governments at the top levels are talking about it. Maybe you don't have the right paperwork to shop. Maybe you can't go into Walmart because you don't have that card saying that you did what you were told, and you cannot shop. It can happen. Here's the good news, guys. You've watched T-Han141 Homestead channel on YouTube over and over. You have prepared. You've taken our advice. You stocked up what you could where you were. Okay, so when everything starts going down, you are not in immediate danger. Hopefully you have several weeks, if not 6 months, of resources put aside. That's food. What are some of the resources you need? Food, water, medicine, various things to keep you alive so you can bug in for a little while. There will be a point when you're going to have to make the decision of bugging in and bugging out. That's a legitimate decision. Everybody makes it differently. It depends on your situation. Remember, this is homesteading or prepping. There is no one right way. So you've watched T-Han141 Homestead, and you know that you're good for several weeks of food. So that hurricane, the weather can pass by, and maybe you can hold out until emergency services get there. Maybe you can hold out until it's a little safer, so you can choose your time to go out. Maybe things are just going to be temporarily out. You know, maybe the power's out, but you have a generator that you bought before things got bad. When the crap hits the fan and you go out to look to buy a generator, everybody else has been there before you. You lose out. But even if you have a bunker and 200 acres, your stocks will run out eventually. So what can you do now to prepare for then? First, know your needs. locally. If you live in Florida, your needs are going to be slightly different than my needs in upstate New York. If you live in Saskatchewan, your needs are going to be slightly different than my needs in upstate New York or someone's needs in Kentucky or North Carolina. It's going to change. Here, at this time of year, where I live, heat is a major concern. Heat is a major concern. I have got to finish getting my wood in. It's raining today. That's why I'm making a video. Shelter. Guys, right now, you're in an apartment or you're in a house, but is that shelter going to be suitable to last you depending on where you live, 3 to 10 months of cold weather? Food. You need to, okay, things are starting to get bad. We need to activate the ration plan that we came up with 6 months ago before things got bad. Remember, homesteading is a life of self-sustainability. Self-sustainability involves coming up with possible scenarios, and some people call it prepping, and it is kind of prepping. Homesteading is right hand in hand with prepping. So you're gonna need food. You're going to need to make your food last. If you have food in the freezer, you need to have plans of how to preserve it. You might have electric for a while. You might lose electric immediately. You might have propane for a while. You might lose propane immediately if you're on like a statewide gas system. But you're going to have to take care of the resources that you have in your immediate area. There are several levels of resources. The resources you have on your body, okay? That would include your clothes, your knife or knives, firearm if you carry. When I go hunting, I always have the protein bars and stuff like that, so I'm not going to starve. Fat man ain't going to starve. Water. In Port Leyden, we had a tank way up on a hill on the ridge of the valley. It was gravity fed for the most part. So if the power went out, you still had water because the town didn't need pumps to pump water from the tank to your house. It was all gravity fed. However, once that tank is empty, I believe they would need pumps to get the water from the wells or reservoir to that tank. So once that water is gone, that is a limited resource. What do? Well, if you're in a town like Port Leyden that has a water tower or turret, what you do is you fill that bathtub with water. You can live for weeks, multiple weeks without a shower. In Desert Storm, did it a lot. Over a month. It was nasty, but we survived. You cannot go without drinking water for very long at all. So you have what is on your body. Then you have what is in your immediate vicinity. Well, hopefully in your apartment or your house or your homestead proper, you have some resources that you have set aside. This is the time money in the bank is not going to help you. But then you have the food that you've put aside. You have the shelter that you've taken care of and designed to help you. Maybe you just have a little carport or a little terrace that you put up a gutter. Your landlord let you put up a small gutter and you're filtering it out and letting the rainwater collect in that. So you have 55 gallons of fresh rainwater. Okay, so you have what's in your house. Fill that bathtub. When things get really hard, remember the back of your toilet, keep it clean, holds water. Now it's not a great water supply anyway, but man, if there ain't no water anywhere else, it will be clean and potable. Okay, know the location of local resources. Okay, I don't care where you are. If you're in Florida, it gets cold in the winter. Okay, it might be nice and warm now, but it still gets cold. Wood, fuel, where can you get it? How can you get it? Do you have fuel properly stored for your chainsaw? Do you have a Go Devil so you can split it by hand? Do you have a wood stove or something you can convert into a wood stove? Are you going to bug out or are you going to bug in? If you're going to bug in, you need to know where your local resources are. Is there a garden nearby? Maybe now you should be developing relationships with your neighbors so that you can share if crap hits the fan. Warehouses that might hold canned food. We said the shelves at Walmart might be empty in 24 hours. There might be some left there in the back room. You don't know. Hunting grounds. Guys, you need to not only know where the hunting grounds are. Where's the best place to get rabbits and small game? Where's the best place to get deer? How do you catch and harvest the small game or the deer? This is stuff that we need to know before we get into the crap hits the fan. Right? Now, this is by no means an exhaustive list, but you need to be thinking about your scenario. If you're going to thrive in a crap hits the fan situation, you're going to need to prepare now. Start knowing, I can't go into the doctor's office because I don't have a cool little card saying that I obeyed. So I can't go to the hospital or doctor's office. For most minor problems and some major ones, an apothecary will work just as well. Knowing how to clean and stitch a wound. Maybe having a stash from a reputable source such as Mountain Rose Herbs. When you don't have access to medical supplies, a small cut becomes very serious. A hangnail that gets infected can become very serious. How do you take care of stuff like that? Guys, for beginners like me, in the whole herbalist and backyard medicine and a homesteader's herbal companion, there will be links to that, to those books. They are solid books. Buy solid books. Don't trust, oh, I can find it on Pinterest, I can find it on YouTube. In a storm or weather situation, internet's going to go down when the electric does. Have printouts of the things that you've collected. Get hard copy books. I hate to say it, but if the internet goes down, your ebook is not going to help you. Start thinking. Get yourself in the mindset. No matter where I am, I can say, okay, if XYZ happens right now, what do I do? A lot of times it's, how do I get home from here? Man, things can change crazy. You can take this as far or as shallow as you want. The farther you take it, the more you'll be prepared. Different situations. You watch that show Preppers, okay, and that is, they show the taking it all the way, most of these people. But they have some good ideas. Be as prepared as you can. Take advantage of resources that you have now that might not be available when things go bad. So hey, if you guys got any value out of this whatsoever, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and then the bell notification button so that you get notified every time I come out with new videos. Also guys, check out our merch at than141homestead.com/merch. We've got books that we've come out with to help you in preparing and homesteading, whether it be gardening or pantry inventory. We've got all sorts of stuff to help you in your journey. Keep watching for our next videos. We're going to try to integrate more of the prepping into our homestead library of videos. So keep an eye out. Y'all have a great day. Click one of these buttons up to the side. Make sure you subscribe. Y'all have a great day. God bless.